Amazon FBA, drop shipping, drop servicing, SMMA. It's been long debated online from self-improvement guru to businessman that which one is actually the best business model? It's a popular question amongst every single young man or person that wants to get into self-improvement or make money. And most of the time, these people want to make money fast. They want to make it fast and become a millionaire and buy a Lamborghini. They want it fast. And maybe even they want it to be a small thing that they only have to contribute 3 or 4 hours to per day so that they can have their 4-hour work week and chill out at the beach with a cocktail with a laptop, type a few words and then get back to experiencing the holiday. In fact, you may have even seen Iman Gaji's popular video on the best business model for beginners. Him going out of his way to make a whole graph naming all of the things that are needed to have a good business model. And of course he said SMMA, right? Because he's selling a course on how to be a SMMA guy. And he outlined all of the ways on how SMMA is brilliant in that video. I'll give him that. He is fucking amazing. And I respect him deeply for that and a lot of other reasons. For example, retiring his mother, something that I aim to do at a very young age, maybe even the same age as he did. But the thing is, maybe he didn't put all of his heart in that video. Maybe, just maybe, he lied to you a little bit in that video. Because I found an old clip of him where he finally got the courage to leave school because he was making enough per month. He was making like 17k per month already. And in this video, he said that by far personal brand and SMMA is the most beginner friendly business model there is. And he'd even go as far as saying personal brand is the best. In fact, I'll show you this video right now.
So, in terms of online business, you have Amazon FBA, which is great. There's people crushing it. But you need a bit of a startup cost for that. If you do, go for it. You've got drop shipping, once again, great. You've got affiliate marketing, once again, great. With FBA and affiliate marketing, really, if you want to get started properly, you need at least, I would say at least $1,000 to $3,000. Then you've got stuff like social media marketing. Once again, that's great because you don't really need much equipment. You can start running ads. You can start doing the management and the growth of clients' pages. And to get one client at $1,000 is so fucking easy. And now you're making $1,000 a month, and that's great. For most of you guys, I'll even cover your overhead. And then you've got lastly personal branding, which is for me, I'm the biggest advocate of because you don't need any money to start. You've got YouTube, you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook. You can get free traffic to your squeeze page, your mailing list, and then you can sell them on stuff, whether that be your own stuff or affiliate marketing stuff. Personal branding is the one where I would say first of all, personal branding and then social media marketing are the only two where you need zero money to start.
Now, as you are guessing from everything I've said so far, I firmly believe personally that the personal brand is the best business model ever. Now, obviously, you're going to have a bunch of self-limiting beliefs from this, whether it's, oh, I don't want to be famous. I just want to make a bunch of money and then I'll be anonymous and then I can retire back to my home in the Greek islands or some shit. I will cover all of these limiting beliefs in just a moment, but hear me out. Now let's get into the benefits of the personal brand. The number one benefit is you get to talk / do something that you love to do. Whether it's talking about fucking computers, building a computer, showcasing people how to build the computer, or it's something related to self-improvement, something about the gym, something about your favorite sports, you can talk about it and you can do it. You can showcase people, you can teach people about it. Now, it is my belief that within every business, there has to be sort of a part that sucks. Now, obviously there's artists, right? There's artists that are just paying for a living and probably like their work's probably 99.5% just everything that they love. But I believe that most businesses have something in there that the business owner doesn't necessarily want to do, whether it's spreadsheets, ads, or something monotonous. And in the personal brand's case is you simply have to record it. The difficult and dull thing is recording it, just whipping out the phone and showing people what you are doing, showing people how to do things and telling people what you've done. But it is literally like 90% enjoying and literally just 10% pressing the record button and fidgeting around with your camera for a little while and maybe writing scripts and shit. The second benefit is multiple different sources of income are possible. Multiple. You can get sponsors, you can make your own program, you can get it from the platform that you're on, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, whatever. You can get the AdSense for YouTube anyways. And you know what's the best thing about having all of these income sources? Is that it's basically essentially 100% free. Barring, of course, your time when you're, talking to the camera or whatever, but you're enjoying that time because you're doing your hobby and you're just filming it. Number 3 is you get to meet other highly knowledgeable, highly intelligent and successful people. So exposure is essentially your biggest asset at this point because you get to connect with other creators, and then you create content and then you blow up, and then you meet another guy, you go on his podcast, and then you meet even more people because he knows more people, and then you can link yourself and then link, and then you can meet some like really fantastic blood brother in the future or some shit. Number 4 is you don't need to niche down. You don't need to hard niche down into a specific market or industry. A lot of business nowadays is about doing practicality first, and a lot of it is serving customers that you don't necessarily like at all. A good example of serving customers that you don't give a shit about necessarily is people you're serving in dropshipping. You think about it. If you're dropshipping some crappy product that you think is gonna blow up, or it's just some cheap product from AliExpress or Alibaba, right? And you make a website and you put that shit on your website and you sell it to some random person, some poor person that you've gotten from a Facebook ad, and you sell it to them and you don't really have a connection to them. You don't really know what they actually want. And so this is the limitation of dropshipping. 1, you don't necessarily like the customer very much, and therefore you don't really get this, you don't get to speak to their hearts. Because if you did like them and you're basically, you relate to them a lot and they relate to you a lot, you'll be able to speak to their heart. And once you're able to speak to their heart, you can become something called a cult leader or a highly influential individual. And this is how like fucking groups are started, how movements are started. With the personal brand, you can literally target anyone that likes your hobbies, whether it's you literally teaching people how to play golf or anything. You can target these people by simply recording and posting the things you love, and then you attract similar people that want to see more from you, and then you'll begin to love these people. You'll begin to love the people you are attracting, and then that makes you a highly influential person amongst this giant crowd that you've amassed through posting multiple plethoras of valuable content to them. But a 7th tip is it is quite easy to succeed if you think about it. This is a metric that is popular in starting YouTube channels, and the saying goes like, most people can't get past their first video, posting their first video online. A lot of people can't get past their 50th video. And it's nearly impossible for someone. It's like 99% failure. Everyone fails in getting past the 100th video. So if you think about it, your barrier of success, you standing out from the crowd, it's actually very easy if you just post daily for 100 days. And last but not least, this is subjective to your capabilities, your will to work on this business, your discipline, your motivation, and your obsession with this business, right? But essentially, success can be very fast in this market. A prime example of how fast you can achieve success is someone called Hamza. If you don't know him, he is a self-improvement guy that came into the industry, and within 2 years, he started making 10,000 per month. Within 2 years of consistent posting, he overtook an industry that was thought to be oversaturated. Now, another thing is that this business model is evergreen. What evergreen means is simply that it is a long-term business. It doesn't really expire. It doesn't oversaturate. It's not like a dying market or a losing market, and it's never going to die, in my opinion. A prime example of what a dying market is probably newspaper. Newspaper is slowly decreasing, and not a lot of people read the newspaper anymore. Why I think the personal brand is incapable of losing is simply the fact that it is needed in this modern day age. A lot of people don't really have friends, they don't really go out and have social gatherings, and a lot of people are stuck at home. And also with time, there are literally endless amount of things to say. With new technology and new advancements, new improvements, new ways to improve yourself, new techniques, there will always be a need for a person to give out the information. But more importantly, someone wants a sort of friend-to-friend communication, one-on-one. In this case, it's you watching this video and I'm talking to you, right? One-on-one. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people want this friend communication, this friend type of feeling. Now we're gonna get onto the how in just a moment, but I want to cover some limiting beliefs first. The first limiting belief is, what if my school finds out? Now this limiting belief is one of my first-hand experiences. In fact, I believe a whole big portion of everyone that I've met in my old school and now in college knows that I have this channel. The way I see it is a benefit. Of course, there are haters and people that judge me the wrong way, the people that look at me and see that my advice is terrible, right? That think I'm toxic or whatever. That's fine. I view it as a good thing, because if I become more authentic, the more truth I speak from my heart, the more I'm going to attract and repel people that are relevant to this. So I'm going to attract people that relate to me on a really deep level. They relate to me, they relate to all of the advice and the stories I tell, and therefore I will attract these people. Whereas if the people that hate me and hate my ideas and just hate everything I'm talking about, they will be repelled naturally by it, and they'll probably hate me as well. So just view having a personal brand and speaking your true heart and true thoughts that you think about out as a good thing. It will attract your blood brothers and it will repel the people that are completely incompatible with you. The second limiting belief is, I'm just a young kid. Who the fuck is going to listen to a young kid for advice? I used to have this thought when I was starting out my YouTube. You can literally look down below at my first few videos, and I had this sort of hard mentality, this like over mature, over serious attitude, and I believe I needed to have that to convey information or whatever. I didn't want to sound high energy or whatever because of my age. I wanted people to trust me, and really the only way to deal with this is, one, you have to be mature. You have to act mature in what you are saying. And number two, the most important part is you have to tell your own stories. You don't necessarily need to, in fact, it would be a bad idea to go like, you have to do this. I took a cold shower today. You have to do this. Because if you're 13 or 14, because if you're a young teenager and some old guy clicks on your video and they see you telling them to do some cold shower protocol or some hard shit that you've done, from my own experience, they may think that you are arrogant. They may think that you are arrogant and literally just switch off the video. What you should do instead, and what I did, is tell your own stories on how you've done things, how you've done a specific thing that you've tried, and tell the results of it in your own story. How did you achieve those results? Don't go like, oh, I did this and this is what you should do. But be like, I did this and this is how it affected me. And from then on, you can begin posting. Keep on silencing out these thoughts in your head until like the 50th video and then the 100th video. And just as a quick thing, right? If you are like this young teenager, if you start posting in a mature way and you start talking about your own stories and how you've tried something and what results you've gotten, if you do that early, you'll begin to naturally develop the skill sets of a good like public speaker, good personal brand, a good leader. You begin developing the skills needed at a very early age, and you have a head start from all of those people that start later in life at their like 20s and shit. And if you consistently post until you're 20, chances are you will have already achieved a significant amount of success before your 20s. and also you will be so much more of a deadly person than the guy who started at 20, simply because of the fact that you started earlier. The third limiting belief is the market is too crowded. It is too... Everything has already been said. And this is such a bad limiting belief because think about it. If you had a video teaching people how to do pull-ups or teaching people how to bench, and you have another video teaching people how to bench, and they're both different people and they have the same basic advice, how do you differentiate and how do you make a viewer choose one or the other? The way you make the viewer choose one or the other is simply by relatability and the stories you tell. A lot of the times we think we are a lot like other people, but just a sliver of a difference in your storytelling, or a sliver of a difference in what you've done in your life, the area you're from, the experiences you had, your mom and dad relationship, just you telling a slight different story that relates to the viewer more than this guy will attract the viewer to watching your advice instead, even if your advice is slightly shitter than this person's, simply by the fact that this guy views you as more trustable, more relatable, more of a friend. Now, the fourth limiting belief is my background is messy and I'm not capable of giving advice because I don't look professional enough. No fancy lighting, no professional background, office looking antique fancy decorations in the background. This is another misconception because a lot of the times when people click onto your videos, you originally think that they will care about your background, notice your shit in the background. If you go like, fuck it, I still have my anime posters there, right? My old self. Now this is the complete opposite of what to think. Having a sort of authentic background, a background where literally, bro, look at my shit. Look at these anime posters that I like once very, very much liked. And this just builds authenticity. Because think about it, the person that's watching the camera, you want to watch me be like a sort of friend. If I had all of this looking professional and $1 billion setup, Lamborghini in the background, it would seem a little bit distant. You know, it wouldn't build this friend-to-friend relationship. It would be sort of like professional and dull. Like if you were to listen to some fucking brain scientist nerd in his like giant fucking library background, and he's speaking in a professional type of way, this like articulatory with all of these high complex words, it would be hard to understand. Whereas if you're listening to me, someone who's probably distilled whatever that like brain surgeon fucking complex articulatory guy was saying, probably took his information, distilled it down to a bro level of speaking, and that gives you the information in such a better, fast, and more understandable way. For me, literally almost every single one of my videos are recorded in my bedroom and my pajamas. And everyone's okay with that. I'm gaining subscribers and everyone's okay with that. Like my recent few videos that have been blowing are like 1K, 800 views and 300 views. So like those videos and the videos around those videos is me literally wearing some like fucking cat, some cat pajama that my mom bought for me like ages ago. That's like a sort of like Japanese style fucking cat pajama, and no one seems to give a shit. The last limiting belief is I want to be anonymous. I want to be rich but not famous. I want to be rich in the background. I want no one to know about me. But this is where Alex Hormozy's advice, his wisdom comes in. He essentially said that the free traffic you get from being like online, being famous is so much more beneficial and outweighs the rich and anonymous guy. Because you become so much more wealthy, begin to lead people. Most importantly, he gives an example of Kylie Jenner and Conor McGregor's Proper 12 and how they sell their products. They literally sell their products with no prior advertising cost. It's all free traffic because it's them, and they have a huge fan base of people who are willing to buy their products. But once again, there is no right or wrong answer here, because if you get rich, you can still become famous by using the money that you've gotten rich by and using that to go market yourself like E-Man did and literally make yourself a social media fucking warlord. But especially when you're coming up in the market, you're rising and you're growing. It helps a lot to have a huge audience that loves you, a huge audience that wants to be led by you. So now we move on to how specifically we can do this. How specifically we can do this is, first we have to choose a platform, right? So this is like a brief step-to-step guide. And there is a lot of common consensus nowadays that you should advertise yourself on every single platform. TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You should spread yourself out so much that everyone sees you and you can just like have multi-social media leverage or exposure. But for a beginner, that is very, very hard to do. You can use like some AI tool to help you repurpose all of your content to other social media platforms, but I recommend just getting into the momentum first, because as a beginner, it would be too much on your plate. This is the second point, right? But as a beginner, you should be focusing on literally just daily uploads and just getting into the rhythm of uploading, getting used to the platform, learning about the platform. And the platform you should choose is which one you love being on the most. A lot of people would say, oh, short form content is king. Oh, no, YouTube podcasts are the best. No, it's really about which one you think you would enjoy working on the most. And simply by the fact of you enjoying the process of maybe uploading on YouTube or TikTok, the process of uploading and editing that video, whether it's short form or you like long form, simply the fact that you are enjoying that will make you different from the guy who's just following the trends of, oh, short form content is king. You will literally outcompete this guy who is just following the trend, because the man who walks because he loves walking will always walk further than the guy who's walking for the finish line. And the second point is something that really helps me be consistent, help me get into the flow of YouTube. And this is the rule of daily 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 5 minutes videos. Just, you have to post daily. And I think the best range for me is like a 15-minute, 20-minute video per day. Now, if you look back in my channel, I haven't exactly done this. I've done a few high quality videos. I've been experimenting, right? And this is the whole point of starting and just getting the uploads out. You have to experiment which type of videos treats you the best. Do you like filming yourself, like filming the B-roll, right? Like you taking the fucking cold shower, you going on a run. Do you like taking that B-roll and then doing some commentary later on and editing that into like a masterpiece video? Or do you like simply sitting down and speaking like I do, and occasionally throwing some clips in and like that? Just find your most liked way of making the videos. And this is the golden rule, right? You have to get above 50 videos. And with every single video, you have to make one improvement. Whether it's your camera position, whether it's something to do with your fucking hair, there's fucking dandruff in your hair. You have to notice these things, and these first 50 videos will be likely that they'll be likely shit, right? But the point is here is to learn how to go and improve your YouTube videos. And I'll admit, you will get to a point where it's hard to find improvements to make in the videos, and in which case you can just keep on making the videos. The worst thing you can do is think, oh, I don't have an improvement to make, I don't want to make videos anymore. Because the thing is, even if you don't have a clear improvement to make, you naturally find that you improve yourself with each video anyways. Because think about it, your body language, your ability to keep the retention on you, the way you speak in the story, the storytelling, you're practicing that because you're literally recording videos. And by doing that action repeatedly every single day, do you not think that you would get improvements in that naturally anyways? And so in my opinion, the easiest way to start is just 10-minute video per day, and you just have to give out some form of value in that 10-minute video. And don't be afraid of repeating advice, because a limiting belief I used to have is that, oh, this certain self-improvement guy talked about this certain billionaire talked about this advice that I heard that was actually really good, and I'm not going to say it because they've already said it. Because once you get past that limiting doubt and actually say the advice that has helped you the most and attach your story along with the advice. You begin to build an audience on your personality and the way you speak instead of just advice, because there's 1,000 videos on how to do a push-up, right? And it's all about which person the viewer relates the most, which person the viewer likes the most, and then the viewer will go look at that push-up video. So you can repeat advice. It's a good thing, because a lot of people wouldn't have watched that billionaire you've watched ages ago that gave you that amazing advice. Another thing is, you don't have to perfect your channel yet. So basically your banner, your YouTube channel banner, your logos, your thumbnails, they don't matter yet. They don't matter really yet. And you can go work on them. Like you can have a simple background, and you can have something like mine, which is just a picture of me doing this, right? And then as soon as you are like getting consistent good amount of views, that is when you can work on your banner, I guess. But even then, it's not completely necessary. And last but not least, do not make this mistake that I once made, and that is reusing other people's content to an insane amount. Now, I used to make these videos that were highly edited to like keep the viewer on the video, right? And I used to reuse a lot of different videos, a lot of different memes, a lot of different short clips. And then one day, YouTube decided to hit me with a big strike on you're reusing people's content. You can't be doing that. You're demonetized. Because I hit 1K, right? And I'm supposed to be able to get monetized now, and YouTube just hit me with that, and the most I've ever earned is 46p, and then YouTube just stopped that shit right away. The last section is tips. Tips to outwork absolutely everyone in your industry. The first tip I can give you here is sub to creators that are below you, on your same level, and slightly above you. Doing this will create a good competition. This competition environment, and the day you don't upload a video, or the day you upload a slightly shitter video, and then you see a guy that's slightly above you in your market, in your industry, and you see him post and he gets a little bit more views, then you get pissed, or at least I do. And once you get pissed, it makes you more motivated, and it gives you a good sense on what you are doing right and what you are doing wrong. And on the days where you make a video that is better than his, even though he's been in the game longer than you, you feel good. You feel like you are this sort of child prodigy. You feel like you are this sort of successful, meant for success person, the main character. The second tip I can offer you is address the viewer, not the audience. Now, obviously there's loads of people watching your video, and you can picture them being an audience, right? But everyone is watching by themselves, basically. Most people are just watching by themselves. No one's gonna fucking get their whole group. Oh, do you want to watch Benji's Journeys videos together? Yeah, like their whole fucking gang in the fucking room just watching this singular video. And that isn't a very common thing to do. So addressing the viewer by saying you are watching the video, the singular person, that will create so much more of a immersion into the video, immersion into the brand. And last but not least, make it a habit to learn more about YouTube, learn more about the storytelling aspect, learn more about the editing aspect, learn more about the thumbnail, the title creation, the topic, how to gain more views. Make it a habit of just getting obsessed over that shit. About storytelling, your body language, how you fucking immerse people into the video. Make it a habit. Subscribe to people who talk about YouTube and shit. And just another side tip is, whenever you are watching a video, experiment with it. Whenever you click off a video on YouTube, whenever you click onto a video and then like fucking 2 minutes in you click off, notice why you clicked off. Why did you click off? What did they do wrong? Did they speak for too long? Did they repeat themselves? Is that why they clicked off the video? And with that being said, if you are interested in a 28 days fitness journey with me, I'm building a lean, bulky, healthy body, a strong, capable body with 4 weeks, with 4 1-hour calls per week for 4 weeks. And I will take you hand to hand with gym live calls. You can call me in the gym and I will help fix something in real time for you. I will make tailored videos on command. If you ask me to show you how to bench, for example, I can show you that through a tailored video. And you also get this accountability texting. You can text me and ask me about anything and I can keep you accountable to go to the gym. And all of this comes with a risk-free guarantee. You can cancel whether it's 28 seconds in or 28 days later on the last call. And with that being said, in a bit, bro.